Hey guys, JSimLady here. Today I'm doing 3 very fun Disney Dreamlight Valley speed builds. Let's get into it. So here we start with Mulan. No particular reason. I did not build Mulan first. I have several other builds that I'm also working on. I actually built Alice in Wonderland first, which I put second in this video because it is the longest build of this video. Mulan and Simba and Nala are the shortest, so I sandwiched Alice in Wonderland in there. I chose this part of the promenade, or promenade. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. Let me know down in the comments. Because I had all the bamboo, and I thought that that was a good area for Mulan. I thought it was very representative of her realm and everything, and so I just thought it worked really well. I do add some of the other, like, cherry blossom, and I forget what the other one is called, but the green trees that are shaped like the cherry blossom trees, and they look like they came with the cherry blossom trees, but like a green version of them. I included those. And I made sure to include a lot of the furniture, but not all of it. And I do mix and match. I don't strictly stay with only one character's furniture, by the way. I do mix and match a little bit if I think it fits the overall vibe of that area, if that makes sense. So, for instance, back in the day, I had a build in the Forgotten Lands, and it was like, I don't know how to describe it. It was magical, leaning kind of build, and I used Cinderella's, which I guess if you think about it kind of fits because the fairy godmother is up there and everything and she likes that biome, but still, the Forgotten Lands is like a spooky fall Halloweeny kind of land area, and I don't know, I don't think of Cinderella when I think of spooky and Halloween. Maybe that's just me, I don't know. But, anyways, she has these benches that are part of her set, or at least that's how they were labeled at the time. And they kind of sparkle, they have little sparkles around them. And I just thought that it fit the magical vibe of that area so incredibly well. So I used them even though I don't have Cinderella in that biome. And I didn't even have Cinderella at the time when I did that. We had furniture for her, so that's what I did. So, yeah, I do mix and match a little bit if I think it fits the overall vibe. What else? I know there's something I'm forgetting. Oh, if these speed builds, sorry, are sped up a little bit too much, let me know down in the comments. Those are the green trees I was talking about. I wasn't sure how fast or slow to make it. This is a little bit slower than my Sims 4 speed build videos are, but it's a little bit faster than the speed that I used to do Disney Dreamlight Valley builds. So let me know if it goes too fast and you want me to slow it down a little bit. But yeah, we just finished up with Mulan, and we are now in Alice in Wonderland. So Mulan was only one part of the promenade in Eternity Isle. For Alice in Wonderland, I used the entire Teapot Falls area. For one thing, it's very Alice in Wonderland coded. You can't tell me they didn't create this biome specifically with the idea in mind that you would put Alice and the Cheshire Cat and whatever other characters we get in the future. Oh yeah, and the caterpillar, but in his butterfly form. He is a pet in this biome and in this game. He is not a character himself, which is a bit odd to me, but sure. I'm sure at some point, if the game doesn't like fizzle out or get canceled or whatever, at some point we will likely get the Queen of Hearts and the Mad Hatter. And so I just went ahead and decorated the entirety of Teapot Falls as all Alice in Wonderland because it just makes sense, right? It just makes sense. And the area where I eventually, towards the end of this section of the video, put the Mad Hatter's tea table at will be his little area. And then if we ever do get the Queen of Hearts, I am considering moving her right there to where I put the flowers at. I wasn't sure what to do with the flowers, so I put them in that corner because that corner was empty and I didn't really have a lot to put in that area. And I kind of regret it a little bit. I kind of want them to be where the tower and the rose bushes are at right there. So if and when we do get the Queen of Hearts, I will likely switch those two and the Queen of Hearts will be over in that corner. I think that corner leads to the Beanstalk Marshes anyways. So, you know, that's a good corner to stick the Queen of Hearts in. And then this whole area can basically be Wonderland brought to Dreamlight Valley, you know? But yeah, I did use quite a bit of, if not all, of the Alice in Wonderland stuff that is available for outdoors in this build. And then, of course, I mixed a bunch of other stuff in there too because we don't have a lot. I personally feel like we don't have complete sets for any one of the characters yet, but that's just my personal opinion. And I think they're doing that on purpose to kind of force and encourage people to buy all of the DLC. If you want all of Alice's furniture, you have to buy these 3 different packs. You know what I mean? It is kind of annoying. Like, if you're gonna have... I guess Alice really isn't part of a single pack, is she? Her and the Cheshire Cat are part of the base game because they were a free update. They do give a ton of free updates too. They give, like, what? I would say at least 75% of the characters are free update characters as of this point. And their matching furniture is often part of those free updates as well. So, you know, I guess it's just annoying because they are splitting characters and character furniture up. And not everybody wants Eternity Isle so that they can get all of the furniture for Aurora, you know? And not everybody wants Merida to get Flynn Rider. You know what I mean? I think we're all in agreement, or the majority of us in the Disney Dreamlight Valley community are in agreement on that. I just wanted to mention it. This table was so difficult to decorate. And also, one last thing before I go on about the decorating of this table, I realized that some of the, not Storybook Vale, some of the Wish Blossom Ranch recipes from the Cruella stuff and the Cruella biomes very much fits in with Alice in Wonderland. Now, it could just be a coincidence. I mean, they are also created from, like, sequins and pearls and stuff. Actually, you know what? I take that back. Is Coraline a Disney property? I'm fairly certain it's a Disney property because it's Tim Burton. It came out a long time ago, so it would have been during the days when Tim Burton was with Disney. So actually, now that I think about it, never mind. It doesn't fit Alice in Wonderland. It fits Coraline better. That's what I was thinking of. Anyways, yeah, there is tea party related stuff though, and that fits the theme of Alice. But the look of the tea party stuff fits Coraline, and maybe they did that on purpose so you could use them with the multiple different characters and they fit. You know, you have the Coraline-esque furniture, not furniture, but like recipes and stuff that are made of buttons and things. That's very Coraline. If you don't know how that is very Coraline, go look up Coraline because it is very Coraline coded. So yeah, I'm pretty sure we're gonna get Coraline at some point. I think that movie was as popular as Nightmare Before Christmas, if I'm not mistaken. Those two are like the most popular Tim Burton Disney things. I could be wrong about that now that I'm thinking about it. There are a couple of others, but I'm pretty sure those are the most like well known anyways. Anyways, we are on to Simba and Nala, and eventually Timon and Pumbaa will live here as well. I had to look it up. I don't like looking up the character houses before I've gotten them because I like to be surprised even if everybody else already knows where the characters live and whatnot. I like to be surprised because it's taken me forever to get through this game and I have taken long breaks and stuff, but I had to look it up because initially I stopped this build right there at the edge of the lower right corner there, and I was gonna leave that little part that was next to the river, but part of this side of this biome for Timon and Pumbaa. But when I looked it up, it turns out that they actually live with Simba and Nala in the, I don't know, what is it called? Like the Pride Rock home for Simba. They all four live there together, basically. So, towards the end, I just ended up decorating the rest of that half of the Sunlit Plateau, if that makes sense, and incorporating it into this build. Part of it is done in the dark because I was placing lanterns and I wanted to see how they looked, how much glow they gave, where we might need more or less glow and stuff like that. So I do a small part of the build in the dark, but not a ton. Just a small part of it. The majority of the build is right here. And so this whole half of the Sunlit Plateau in the main valley is all Simba, Nala, and eventually, if I can get to it, Timon and Pumbaa. Yeah, like right here. This part right here going all the way around to the river and the wooden bridge and everything. I was going to leave that area for Timon and Pumbaa, but it turns out they don't have their own house. The other thing I was thinking I could do in this little spot is put Pocahontas. Now, there was a while there when I was not keeping up with Dreamlight Valley stuff very much, and at some point we got Pocahontas. I wasn't even aware of that, so maybe I'll put her in that little spot. Let me know if you think that's a good idea down in the comments, and now we can get to a little walkthrough of all three areas. Shall we do that? It looks so pretty at night. I love it. First up, we have Mulan here for the walkthrough. We enter this way through this awesome arch here. We've got a little sitting area to enjoy the waterfall. Plenty of adorable pink trees and bamboo, which I absolutely love here. You can still access all of the rock spots, so that's nice. We have another exit over here that I think maybe goes to the lagoon or something. But we've got a second river here, and I put the little toy boat there. We've got these things over here, and of course the training camp stuff. We couldn't forget the training camp stuff, right? So that's all here, plus a trough for Khan, I think his name was, the horse. I don't know Mulan's horse as much as I do the other horses for the other characters. But yeah, and then we have another little sitting area here. In the speed build part of the video, I had the light behind the bench. For some reason, these lights won't turn on and off at night for me. I don't know if I glitched them or something, so they are technically on right now. And I couldn't get to it to turn it on. I could turn them off manually, but that's really annoying, so I'm just gonna leave them on all the time. I guess I could have put it back behind the bench then, but I didn't think of that. Anyways, I don't know, maybe the object itself is glitched, but yeah, this is Mulan's cozy little area. Look at that. She enjoys sitting at the waterfall and watching it. That is exactly what that was meant for. That is so adorable. And since I always forget to check out the character houses, let's go inside and check this out really quick so you can actually see what the inside of her house looks like. I don't know if some of these things are indoor only things. Like, I would have loved to included a little tea set outside, but I couldn't find one, at least not one that matched her area very well. But yeah, so there you have Mulan's little corner of Eternity Isle. Now let's head over to Teapot Falls in Storybook Vale. This is one of my more favorite spots. Not that I absolutely love Alice in Wonderland. I kind of don't, but I love the imagery in Disney Dreamlight Valley that is associated with Alice in Wonderland. I think it's very cute, and I think the artistic touch of putting the Alice in Wonderland kind of coated biome into this pink and blue and green biome as part of Storybook Vale was perfect, like the perfect touch for it. I just think it's really adorable and it's really fun. We have the caterpillar as a pet here. We've got Alice's house with the little flowers, I guess, that tell you which way to go. We've got a little Mad Hatter table here, which I absolutely find adorable. It's actually a lamp, by the way, so it does light up at night. Then this is the inside of Alice's house. Here is that table again, all set. I could not find the yellow and blue teapots. I don't know why, but sometimes things in my catalog just kind of disappear for a while. Is that a me thing? That might be a me thing. But here's Alice's bedroom. I love when they do these multi-room homes for the characters. It's fun. So let's go back out. And then here, because every single biome area, not biome, but area of Storybook Vale comes with its own well this time. Maybe because people complained that Eternity Isle didn't have enough wells. I don't know. I feel like it doesn't. But this one does have one in every... Oh no, it's raining now. That's funny because it's thunderstorming in real life where I'm at right now too. That is hilarious and ironic. Oh, and there's nothing I can do about it either. You can't turn the weather on and off. Okay, well... Enjoy the in-game thunderstorm as I enjoy the real-life thunderstorm as we finish this walkthrough. So yeah, it has its own little well for transportation, so I decorated around that. I thought it was cute. I put a little area here for the Queen of Hearts eventually, but I've changed my mind. Someday this will be where the flowers will be. Did we talk about the Mad Hatter's table? Oh my god, that was so hard to decorate, by the way, and there's a couple more things that I can add to it. Like Aurora's leaning cake and some other recipes and stuff. Then we have the waterfall and the little fairy garden over here. I thought that was so cute for this biome and for Alice in Wonderland. So again, this will eventually become the flower area, and then we just have some scenery here in the center. That leads up to, where does that lead to? The Fallen Fortress? Then we have Cheshire Cat here over by this little pond here. And here's where the flowers are. But eventually this little spot will become the Queen's. I'm almost positive we're going to get the Queen eventually. We will probably get the Mad Hatter and the Queen together at some point in the future. So this will be her area here, and then we'll move the flowers over there. But yeah, she takes up this, I guess by she I mean Alice. I guess Alice and Cheshire Cat take up this whole biome on their own for now. But I do hope sooner rather than later we get the other characters. The characters all love this biome too, it seems. That's kind of fun. I like seeing them wandering around and enjoying my builds. Okay, let's head to the last one. It got very dark in my house all of a sudden. I have no lights on because it was so sunny and bright before. Anyways, so I did not decorate this part yet, and I have decided that I'm gonna leave Mirabelle in the Sunlit Plateau because I love her house so much. I love Mirabelle. I love seeing her on the hill here, and I just think the colors fit in so well. So she's staying right there, and we're gonna decorate at least that little corner of it for her. But anyways, that's a future thing. Let's go over. We've already got stuff spawning here. Come on, game, give me a break. Okay, let's clean that up. There. So, you go across the bridge, and you're in Simba, Nala, Timon, and Pumbaa's area now. This whole half of the Sunlit Plateau belongs to them. I put some of those bird feeders back out. We've got just lots of, I don't know, shrubbery and all sorts of things here. Just a little, like, I guess because they are lions and they're kind of big and they need lots of space to roam around, I left a great majority of this open for now. But like I was saying during the speed build portion, we could put Pocahontas maybe up in this corner here, perhaps? The color scheme fits in well, and I feel like her house would look really good in this area, but let me know down in the comments what you think. But yeah, it's a fairly simple build full of mostly just like plants and shrubbery and then the pond. And I did include one of Dazzle Beach's, like, it's called a perch. You can't actually use it for anything, but I thought, you know, lions like that kind of thing, right? So I'll put that there, and then benches for the humans to sit on. You know, just a general, like, lion habitat, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. I kept in mind that they were lions. Oh, hey, look, I have not been in here in forever. For a minute there, I was like, that belongs to Dazzle Beach, but no, they also have it in here, so that's perfect. I'm glad I included it then. Oh, geez, I'm stuttering now. Sorry about that. I'm glad I included it. And, you know, now that I see that the torches are in here too, I might include a few of those and maybe the rock. Oh, this gives me so many more ideas. But anyways, this is Simba, Nala, Timon, and Pumbaa's house. Let's go back out. And over time, I do update these when I get more ideas and whatnot or inspiration, I guess, for adding things to the valley. So now that I have refreshed my memory on what Simba's house actually looks like, there might be some small updates to this in the future. As soon as I get through all the build videos that I have waiting to be done, I will do a what my valley currently looks like tour so you can see everything as is at the moment, and then we'll go forward with more build videos after that. There's a lot for me to decorate. There are only 3, I think, areas that I kept from my old builds that I had. I used to have this series on this channel, then I moved it off of this channel, and now I've moved it back to this channel. When it was off of this channel, I did a whole bunch of building and decorating, and I wiped most of that out to kind of start over, if you will. And so, yeah, my valley is a mess. So hopefully you enjoy these build videos. And if you do, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.